One of my favorite quotes is that you're not your past, you're you. It's you're not your past, you're you. You're who you are right now. Your past doesn't define you. Your mistakes in the past, your struggles in the past don't define who you are. It's the person you are now and the person you're going to be in the future. That's what you got to focus on. It's hard because we fail and we mess up and we make so many mistakes. But the biggest thing to realize is that that's just normal, because that's human nature. That's what we do as humans. We aren't perfect. We're not close to perfect. Jesus Christ was the only person perfect, We aren't close to that. And you got to accept that. We're going to fail. We are going to struggle. We are going to mess up. And sometimes we're going to mess up heavier than the other times. Sometimes it'll be worse. Sometimes it won't be that bad. But in reality, your mistakes don't define you. It's all about how you're going to recover from those mistakes and how you're going to grow. That's what defines you. You know what I mean? You can fail and fail and fail, and you can make so many mistakes. But the point that matters is getting up and learning from those mistakes and keep moving forward. Because that's how you grow, and that's how you become the person that you want to be. The great people in this world, the most successful people in this world, didn't just get there. It wasn't just handed to them. They had to go through failure and go through struggle. And they had to make mistakes. That's the biggest thing. They had to make mistakes. And the point that separates those people from us is that they were able to take those mistakes and learn from them and keep going forward. And push through those mistakes and actually get up and go forward. Another thing is that God will never leave you even through those mistakes. God's by your side, period. It's not like God's by your side only when you're doing well. God's only by your side when you're doing a good job. That's not even close. God is always by your side, period. He will never leave you. So keep that in mind. When you go through struggle, when you make mistakes, God's still with you. And you could never make a big enough mistake for God. God will always forgive you. God will always choose to love you no matter what. He's always by your side. He's always with you, and he always chooses to love you. So just get up every day, tell yourself your past doesn't define you. Your past mistakes don't define you. It's who you are now. Focus on the now, focus on the future. And I'm not saying to never think about the past, because it's good to think about that here and there. It's good to think about the past and just think of how you can learn from it and how you can improve. But it gets to a point where you have to move on. You have to move on. It gets to a point where you just have to choose that you thought about it enough that it's time to move on. And that's the easy thing to do as humans, is we fall into the thing that we just think about the past so much. And we think about it way too much. You got to have a short amount of time to think about it and just think of how you can improve and how you can move on. And then after you figure that out, just don't think about it anymore. Think about the future. Think about what's going to come. And focus on moving forward. And yeah, that's just what you got to do. But yeah, the main points is God will never leave you, and your past does not define you. Don't forget that. I love you. God loves you. I'll be praying for you, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.